Morning, Jacques. Welcome, and I'm glad to have you at last. We battled at the end of last year to get to each other. I think I did send you the questions, and I think just to kick off who you are, what you do, and so forth, you're free. I'm not giving you any um, restrictions. You can talk to us accordingly. Thanks, Jacques. Welcome.
Morning, Nico. Thank you once again for the opportunity to be part of your program. I think it's quite exciting. Yes, my name is Jacques Farmer. I'm the Manager Director of PRISMA Training Solutions. I've been working for PRISMA Training Solutions for the last 10 years. And we are predominantly in the mining environment, specifically in career development, human capital development. We look after the bigger mine houses, the Anglos, the Extratas, the South 32s, the Ashmangs, the Vedantas, and so on. But what we mainly do is we look after career development within the learnership space. And that means that we build specific career paths for the different disciplines within the mining environment. So that said, obviously we look in mining as a career, and a miner starts. Where does he start up until he gets to a mine manager? Those are the type of career development pathways which we design and deliver. Then we also look at your mineral processing and beneficiation part, where we look specifically at how does a normal plant operator starts up until a plant superintendent and a plant manager. Then thereafter, obviously, we decided to broaden our scope a bit, and we look more into our construction site, as well as into our transport, the theatre sites. And that is more or less where we look into when it comes to the skills development. But what we specifically do for the smaller scales of mining, we look at the community development programs. We look at how we can assist and transform communities to build them and uplift them, so that they not only are reliant on the mine to provide, but also assist in giving them the tools to provide for themselves. So we look at different various learnership opportunities, apprenticeship opportunities, and that is all. If I can make an example, we look at bricklaying, we look at plumbing, we look at carpentering, we look at welding, and those type of areas within the mining environment. Then we specialize in your social labor plan initiatives, and that is specifically in the career pathways and development of human capital within the mining environment, as well as around the mining environment and the local communities. Then what we do is we assist mining companies and mining organizations, specifically from the Mining Qualification Authority space, to develop their work skills plan on an annual basis, as well as submission of their annual training reports to the relevant CETAs. If I can also add on that specific one, we look at various initiatives based on the individual development plans for learners, and make sure that they run in line with what the mine want them to do, as well as where they see themselves in a career pathway going forward. Anything else that you want me to add there, Nico?
No, I think you've covered that quite substantially. Thanks for that, Jacques. Then from your side, we all know now where you are in career development training, whatever we call it these days. There's so many different names for it. But maybe from your side, some of the challenges that you see that we as industry in broader sense have, and that you people have in doing the work for the industry.
Oh, thank you, Nico. I think definitely language is one of the huge challenges. The literacy levels within the mining industry is very, very low. We constantly in programs on what we call pre-AET, which is your adult education and training programs, which we deliver on the mines to make sure we uplift those that is unable to write. We also drive the AET programs from a level 1 to level 4, which is registered at our programs at Umalusi, as well as one of our other programs which we also run. Then there's another program specifically to uplift the literacy level, and we call it the FLCs, the Foundational Learning Competency, which then allows an employee to move from a literacy, for example, he's got grade 9, into a learnership of a level 1. And we've got a nice program, a national certificate in mining operations, NKF level 1, which specifically assists employees in a mining environment to uplift and move forward. That's right. So definitely literacy is one of them. I think now the new way of work for us is that we need to shift our traditional training into online training, and that brings a whole new challenge to the table, whereby we designed online training programs. But once again, now we struggle whereby the employees don't know how to operate a computer, or they struggle with internet capabilities. And that also brings a new a challenge to the table. Other challenge also with regards to the online training is that we live in a culture whereby we need to have that face-to-face approach, that human touch when we ever present our training. And that unfortunately is lacking in the online program. So we strive to have still, I know I was a custodian of the thing of saying bumps on seats will be going out of the way, or the world of training in the future. But I still, after this COVID experience, I realized that we still need that human touch on a daily basis to make sure that people deliver and understand what is expected from them there. So yeah, these are two very, very difficult challenges for us currently, as the literacy part, and then obviously the capability on internet, as well as computer literacy.
Thanks, Jacques. That was great. Yes, and I think you've touched the right points there. Maybe something from your view, which is wow, which is positive, which is something that we can be proud of, if there is anything. But share it with us. You know things from your side better than I do.
No, I think, Nico, there's a lot of things that we can be proud of. As I'm sitting here, I'm actually getting goosebumps. Over this lockdown period, there was this view of camaraderie. Everybody were actually standing together and looking after one another. And I saw it firsthand at one of our projects, which we ran for a community project, which we trained 30 of the employees at a specific community development in Belfast, where those 30 community members were trained on 3 different machines. They were then trained on a full skills program. We gave them a theoretical part, the practical component, as well as the workplace component. And the nice thing about that was these 30 learners were able to be absorbed by the mining groups in that specific area. So we are very proud to say that 100% of those people were absorbed in the mining environment as employees right now. So this is something that we are very, very proud of our training. Our training is focused to make a difference, make a change in a person's life, not only on a technical basis, but also on the human touch and a psyche part of our training. So yeah, that is definitely something that we are proud of.
Thanks, Jacques. And I think what I need to ask you is maybe to start sharing what you're doing, that type of training and so forth, with me, so that we can, because community development is a major focus for ASPASA. And yes, we were talking about environmental issues this week, and yeah, it came out that that's also a problem, that communities are affecting the whole environmental issue. They need jobs, they need security. So if you will share that with us. And then just before we run out of time, maybe if I could ask you, what's your view about the industry getting together, ASPASA and so forth and so forth? Just roughly what you feel you should do.
Nico, I must say, I think ASPASA itself has got a very, very strong structure currently. I think ASPASA also adopted very nicely with the new way of work, and the support that you guys are giving to the ASPASA on the environmental on the safety part, the flyers that you've been sending out. If I can just mention a couple of them, for example, the COVID stats at the various industries. When are people coming back to work? What's the numbers of things? So on that basis, I think the support that you guys are giving us is tremendous, because most of the smaller scale mining companies, they don't have the capacity to go and source for these type of information on a daily basis, to get that safety tips which you guys actually provide, to get that training tips which we provide on a daily basis to them. So for that, I think definitely ASPASA, you guys doing a great job, and in making sure that we are not only doing best practice, but I believe that we are benchmarking from the international companies as well. And I think the southern countries can learn from this, and I think this is maybe our time now to start saying, listen, let's start providing also for our southern countries. Let's get them on board and actually start growing the ASPASA and the training capabilities in Africa as well.
Thanks, Jacques. That's very well said. Yes, and I think I agree with you. And at some stage, if you do have contacts in SADC, we're trying to set, we're trying to set up some connections in Africa or SADC. So please share with us. I must say, I want to thank you. You always, our backdrop, you're always somebody we can trust. You're always helpful. And thanks for your support of ASPASA, and thanks for your support for the industry. Yes, and I trust this year, 2021, which is starting off a bit shaky, will be very good for your business and for you guys in this whole training. And thanks for that, Jacques. And yes, I hope you go well for the rest of this year. But we'll talk again off record, off screen. I don't know if there's something you want to say.
Yes, I just in closing, Nico, thank you for the opportunity once again. Yes, we as PRISMA, we are very, very excited. I think 2021 is going to be our 2020 makeover. And we've got so many things that we are currently busy with that is going to excite not only our clients, but also our learners, and delivering on return on investment as well as return on expectation for us. So we have been speaking to the SADC countries. I've been speaking to Ghana, I've been speaking to Chile, I've been speaking to Guinea. And these are the type of countries that we are moving into to make sure that we make a difference, not only in South Africa, but also into Africa. But thank you, Nico.
Okay, Jacques. Thanks. And thanks, Anneke, for handling this. Thank you. Sign off now.
Thanks.
Okay, I'm going to stop the recording. There you go.